Hi everyone, and welcome to another Hero Arts video. It's Sherry Carroll here with a card idea for you using some product from the new Handmade for Christmas release. I have created a Thanksgiving card. I never do enough Thanksgiving cards, and what I've done is I've used an actual Christmas stamp and turned it into something that looks more appropriate for fall or Thanksgiving. So I've started off with the winter trees pattern, and this would be really beautiful in silver embossed or white embossed on cardstock. But I thought it would make a great pattern to use with my little distress minis for a fall or Thanksgiving card. So this is a really super easy technique. Sorry, I have a few bits and pieces of lint in here. I want to make sure I get those cleared out. So I'm going to start off with Rusty Hinge, and I really love these little inks because I can just add a bit of color here and there. And then I'll add gathered twigs, also just kind of randomly placed onto that block. And then go in with some peeled paint. And these colors will mix really well together once I spray with them with some water. Once I have my three colors down, I'll go back in with my Rusty Hinge and just make sure that I have all the areas covered. And I'm just tapping these. I'm not worrying about the contamination from ink pad to ink pad because they just clean right off, not a problem. Okay, so once I have the entire piece inked up, you can see that it's all shiny. I'm going to grab my mini mister, and I do like to use the mini mister most because it has such a fine spray. So I am about a foot away, maybe between a foot and 18 inches away. I've sprayed this with water. I can see that the inks are starting to pool on top of the rubber, and I'm going to dry this off real quick. You can see how much water I got around. And next I have some white watercolor paper, and I'm going to go ahead and just lay this right down onto the stamp. This will help this not pool around so much, so I get a little bit crisper impression. Since those trees are so fine line, I don't want it to really blow out with so much water onto the paper. So right now I'm just gently pressing down onto the stamp, making sure that I don't move that paper around very much, but just rubbing my fingers around. And I'll go ahead and lift this up, and now I have really great watercolor. I'm going to go ahead and shift this up and down. But this is my impression, and I'm going to sit and let this dry before I do anything else. My trees are dry now, and I have trimmed up that paper and I've mounted it onto some cardstock, and then I've created a folding mocha card. And next I'm going to do my greeting, and I love these little sets. They come with a little twine wrapping, so I'll just go ahead and clear this all out and get to my stamps here. And for this card, I'll be stamping the Have a Joyful Thanksgiving, and I'm going to look at the alignment on the stamp since it is on the wood block. So I'm using the Just Rust ink, and I have some craft cardstock here. And I'm going to stamp a couple times just to make sure I get a really good impression. And when I'm all done, I will be trimming this up to put onto my card. So that's my first impression. It's beautiful, but I'm going to, just in case, do a second impression. To finish my card off, I've added my message with a little banner cut, and I've also added a little bit of twine and some of the medium pearls. I also have a little bonus for you. While I was playing around with this stamp, the winter trees, I came up with a pattern using the same inks. So as I was playing, I just changed direction since I still had ink on my stamp, and it kind of created a little plaid pattern. So I'm going to go with it, and I'm going to go ahead and stamp again a little more. There's still ink on my stamp. And first I'm going to grab my mini mister and just kind of give it a little bit of water and just add a little bit more. So when I was all done, I had a really cool pattern, and I just turned that into a tag. I hope I've given you some ideas on how to use some stamps a little bit differently from the Handmade for Christmas by Hero Arts. Thanks for watching.